Um,
Hello, everyone. You are tuned in to Sip and Talk podcast. I'm your host, Miss Londa. We have a great topic for you this evening. Our topic this evening is what are your expectations when you're on a date? I would like to welcome to the show. Welcome back, Shirley. Welcome back, Tammy. Welcome, Francesca, and welcome back, Bree Dava. All right, we're gonna go on and get started. So, tell me, ladies, what is your expectations when you go on a date?
uh,
I expect a man to open the car door, let me out, walk me up. When you're sitting at the table, pull that chair out, push it back in. I expect the man to be a gentleman the whole time.
Okay, understandable. How about you, Miss Tamika?
well, my expectations are um, quite the same as Francesca, but I also, especially with times, these times, is that usually I would meet the person at the restaurant and then he should allow me to sit down before he sits down. And then suggest something on the menu or suggest a beverage and good conversation. Just,
Hmm.
relax and just have a good conversation.
So let me ask, do any of you ladies have a certain amount a man should spend on a date?
Oh,
I don't have a certain amount, but I definitely don't expect for a man to have an attitude if I'm ordering like a starter, my meal, and a dessert. I think that's just common. And
Like,
if
oh, okay.
go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, could any of you ladies want a man on a date with a man if he's spending $25?
I
oh,
mean,
You can go ahead, Francesca.
it just depends on where we're going on a date at. Are we going to the ice cream shop or something like that, where ice
mm-hmm.
cream might be like $6.99 and you know what I mean? But I don't
Okay.
really know anywhere that you can go besides like little stuff, little cute stuff like that and spend
You can go to
25
Applebee's.
bucks. Oh,
Oh, the 2 for 25 meal.
Yeah.
Mm-mm,
yeah.
not
See,
gonna
I
work.
haven't had no Applebee's since high school. So, yeah.
Jeez, wait a
So for
minute.
me, I don't really
$2
care how
difference?
much they spend, to be honest. I care that they're gentlemen. I care that they're authentic. I care that they have a sense of humor. Because if they don't have a sense of humor, bye Felicia. Um, and I care that, if we're going somewhere lighthearted, that's fine with me.
Hmm.
Because today, in date, I've been single now for 7.5 years, divorced 10, and I was married for 18. So
Mm.
dating has become, and I'm 54. I'm okay with my age. I'm good with it. I feel sexy. So dating has become a different level for me. And the men that I date, they're so beaten and tattered that they just feel like they're red. They come with a war, like, oh, how much I gotta spend and what I have to do, right? Just be you, but don't be cheap and stupid,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
Fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care about the amount of money he spends. I care that he's respectful and a gentleman.
Hmm.
And from that point, if we're gonna start at that level, then at that point he's gonna see what I bring to the table and who I am, and he's gonna have to kick it up a notch. And I'm okay with even going Dutch the first time because I want him to know that I'm not a gold digger and I'm not in it for what you got for me. I'm in it for what we can build together.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
don't like Dutch.
You don't like Dutch?
I mean, no, like if a guy is asking me out on a date, Dutch should not be on the table. Like, I just don't like that. Even if I go out with my friends, we're meeting guys out, I'll have money in my pocket because it's a group thing. But
Hmm.
most of the men that we go out with, they'll get the tab anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
if you're trying to get to know who I am and be a gentleman, take the bill. Let me know that you're able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I don't look for the amount either. What I'm looking for is conversation. Is the conversation good? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does he carry himself? How does he treat me? That's what I'm looking for when I go on a date. So, what's up, Linda? How about you, Miss Bree? We haven't heard from you.
I'm just kind of filling y'all out with this one because I'm like really in between. It's just basically for me. I mean, I don't mind Dutch dating because it's a sense of not feeling like I owe a man something because 90% of the time, the guys that I encounter, and sorry, y'all I had to up the camera a little bit. Um, 90% of the time, when you ask a man to take you out and you pick a nice fancy place, they pop up with the whole, oh, so what you doing? Let me go back to your place, all that extra stuff. So it's like just pretty much not wanting to experience that, not wanting to go through the trauma of feeling like I owe him a piece of my body because
Mm-hmm.
he spent a couple $50 because that's what they be. That's the budget. That's there. I said it. It's $50.
Man, I say, let me know who you are. If we go on a date and you
Yeah.
spend whatever on me, 75, whatever, and you feel like, oh, who's at your house? Nah, the date's over. Thank you. Like,
Right.
yeah, like I don't like that type of stuff. Like, if you're trying to get to know me, then get to know me. Like, I think that stuff is for a younger crowd. Like my nephew, when he go on a date and he'll tell me about, I spent this on the girl. Like, that's young people talk. And I don't like it.
I feel you.
Like I said, I'm 54, so I date them from 45 to 65, and they don't really grow up much.
And that's crazy.
It
Like,
is.
that's
It
crazy. You
is.
say that they come out and they're like, well, how much I gotta spend? It's like, man, what you been through?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
guess I never really experienced that because I'm like Bree. Deva is that I have to have my own money so that I don't feel obligated and we're going in our separate ways. So I don't have to feel entrapped in your car or their car or knowing where I live or anything. And also, I'm not dating right now. So I have a love interest and I'm satisfied with the way it is. Um, we, we cook at home. So the date is at home or his place or mine.
Okay.
But if I were to be on a date, I don't really have any expectations. I just want to get to know the person rather than how much I'm spending on to eat, which is going to be, pooped out in another couple hours. So I could care less about that. I
Well,
could care
you know how your mom always said when you go on a date, you make sure you got an extra $20. Well, back then we had payphones and 50 cents, so you can make that call and you can be able to get on.
Yeah,
You just never
right.
know with these men
Sure.
these days.
Mhm.
I was talking about this topic. That's why I was like, when you said it, I was like, oh wow. I was just talking about this topic because, the I've been on Clubhouse a lot, right? And so you hear all these dating things at night that they're talking about. And it's like sometimes you just say, what planet are they from? And then, like Francesca said, you said, like, what war have you been through? Like, turn around, let me
Right.
see all the bullet holes in your back and the knife stabs, right? And let me get some band-aids and gauze for you because you done been beat up. But at the same time, they set a precedence and they don't realize it. They got all this talk because they're not authentically being themselves. They're trying to be somebody else. And then when you go and you're with that person you were speaking to, that's not who it is, right?
Mm.
So
Yes.
you get this other face. And it's not, again, it's not to bash men. I have 9 brothers. I've spent most of my life around men. I've employed over 150 men. Most of them are my friends. Even my exes are my friends, except for one, right? So with that being said, though, I just feel like men think that we're just out to just take everything from them, and it's about that. But then again, maybe we have to convey a different way. I'm not sure, but I'm just trying to figure out what in the hell is going on. So maybe we have to convey a different way to them that, look, it's not about the dollars, it's about the respect and who you are and getting to know me. But the first thing is how much money and, when we go to bed. Like I said, I'm on dating sites. The first top 3 questions.
Who you stay with? Are you mobile? And
Oh,
what you do for a living?
no, that's intelligent questions. That's not what I get. That's not what I
What you
get.
get? What you
I get
get?
You get.
what size are your boobs? Do you swallow?
What?
And there's
Right. Yeah.
60-year-old
Yeah.
women asking
That's
me
true.
this.
That's true.
What size are your boobs? Do you swallow? And will you do a menage? That's
What?
the top 3 questions.
It
Yeah,
gotta be POF. It gotta be.
it's tagged and POF. It's
It's
both.
tagged.
I've never been on POF. I'm on Tinder. I'm on a ton of them because I'm trying to find somebody. I got a great life.
Somebody in
I'm a
that
good
app is
person. I want to have some fun with it, but I'm not trying to go through all of that. And I don't want to pay your cell phone bills. I'm not dealing with your baby mama or the drama. And it's on my description. No children under the age of 18. No baby mama drama because no woman running my life. I need you to be free and mobile. Just have your money enough to have fun so I don't have to downgrade my life because I'm going to have fun. We good? We good.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
now
say that. And she said
I
what
heard
she
that,
said, and
Miss
she meant
Shirley.
what she said. Miss Shirley.
I have to take my
Yes.
glasses off of that one and see if I had heard or seen what I heard, what I seen with Miss Shirley.
What you say?
You heard her.
Yeah.
I heard
Okay.
her.
Loud
See
and
what I
clear.
heard.
At this point, my children are grown. I have grandchildren. I don't owe anybody anything. I'm self-employed. I don't want any more luggage than we already all carrying because we all got some suitcases. We're not babies.
Right.
We're over the age of 20. We got suitcases, right? So you carry yours, I carry mine. You put yours on side of the room. When we get to the hotel, I put mine on side of the room, right? Whatever it is. But
Right.
people just don't keep it real and they try to pretend. And then when things don't work out right, they just get nasty and mean. What's that about? Can't we agree to say, oh, it just didn't work? It was very nice meeting you.
Right.
No, because some people just can't walk away and accept it for what it is. A lot of people can't take rejection, feelings be hurt. They don't know how to, place, they just don't know how to deal with it. Another reason though why dudes ask, well, how much do I have to spend is because a lot of ladies put really high expectations on men. You know what I'm saying? So they're looking at like, if I go on a date, I really got to come out of pocket. I got to spend 100 or more. Because some, put those expectations out there. Yes, you could go ahead, Francesca.
I was actually thinking about this today because somebody had asked a question like that the other day on Clubhouse. And they were complaining about, like, the girls was like, oh, I think everything should be 50-50 when you're in a relationship. And the fact of the matter is that there are some men that can and want to take care of everything when it comes to a woman. He wants to pay the rent. He wants to make sure she's straight. Like, some men can and want to do that. And the women that are looking for that, I don't think they should be looked down upon for seeking that out. And then there are some people that want to split everything, where they say we're a team. So in their team house, whatever you want to call it, the bills are going to be 50-50. You do this, I'm going to do this. And some women are okay with that too. So I can't even say, you should be this way or you should be that way. It's really to each his own.
Actually,
Right.
I wasn't saying, I wasn't looking down on women. What I'm saying is some expectations can be unrealistic. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like don't put expectations on somebody that you can't put on yourself.
I feel you.
That's
And it's just something you said that sparked it in my mind, like to go back to yesterday's Clubhouse, because everybody was in the room arguing about it. And I was just like thinking in my head, well, some men can do those things and actually want to do those. So those women should seek out those type of men instead of trying to request, that same experience from somebody who can't do that or isn't able. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Also, 50-50. Sometimes it's not going to be 50-50. It might be 60-40, 70-30. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to down this person because they can't bring the other half. You get what I'm trying to say? If they can do what they can do, then let's help them grow better.
Yeah.
So.
From my experience though, being married and having to rely and depend on my husband at the time to do things for me, and he made me feel like I was such a burden. And then it ended up that we were not together anymore, and he abandoned me, really. And from that point on, I didn't entrust any type of financial anything dependence on a man, because I was just like, this might happen again, or But again, too, as Francesca was saying, is that some men want to take care of you. If they feel like they are not needed, then they're going to go on to the next to figure out who, because it's their nature to want to provide and to want to uphold a woman. So when sometimes I find myself even saying, oh, I'm independent, I'm just the provider, sole provider for my home. I don't have someone who's here to take care of me or financially and make sure my bills are paid or anything. I do it myself. So I don't have that expectation from him for him to do that, because of what if he can't happens, and what if I'm so dependent of him doing it and then the lights get cut off or we have an eviction notice. That has happened to me, so I don't put myself in a position for it to happen again. And I do have I'm not a grandmother yet, but I do have a child that I'm still raising. And but the person I'm dating is not in fear, or I haven't had any situations where the guy was feeling like they're in, having some difficulty being with a woman who's has a younger child or younger children under the age of, or teenage years, and are feeling like they have to play daddy. The father is not active, so it makes it a little bit easier that I am dating someone who is acceptable and is accepting of my child.
That's good.
So
I think
that's just my viewpoint. But if I were to date again, I said that I would want to just meet the person for himself, not how much is he digging in his pockets to provide a meal for me, or what he thinks that I need from him. I am one of those women who would want to work together to build for my man and our relationship. Because as we see, jobs come and jobs go. And we have to know how to sustain ourselves and keep encouraging one another. And if you really love somebody, then you would stay for the hard times along with the
Definitely.
good times.
Well, me personally, I don't want to put my dependence in somebody else's hands. So even if I had a man that was willing to do everything, I still want to work. I still want to have my own money. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to put my whole dependency. And I've been independent and been doing everything for years, for so long on my own. That's just me. I mean, not saying that I can't change, but at the same time, even if I did change, I still wouldn't put my whole dependency in somebody else's hands like that.
I definitely wouldn't
I don't know
either.
how to do that.
But
I don't know how to do that. When they sometimes want to do too much, I
Mhm.
back away some, because I am petrified. I'll be very honest. I am petrified of ever losing my independence. My mom died when I was 12. So I was raised by my aunt. And then once I went to college at age 18, I've pretty much been on my own. And I've always, had very seldom did I go without a man in my life. I absolutely love men. However, I've been my sole provider. Even when I was married, I was still the woman. And so with that being said, I'm petrified to relinquish my life to a man, because I've never met a man who stood up to his word. Not my father, not half my brothers, So I'm petrified of that. Do I want a spouse? Absolutely. Do I enjoy relationships? Absolutely. Have I worked when, my spouse may have been down or not had the money and covered things? Absolutely. Because that's what a relationship and a team is. But at the same time, at this point, I'm not trying to lose my independence or be questioned or be distrust, because when you meet me, you know me. You don't have to question me. And if you question it, then you have to check yourself, or again, bye, Felicia. Because I'm not going through that stuff.
I know that's right.
Yes, so I always try to put myself in the situation. Like when I was in a relationship, I always put myself in the situation, I'm going to move somewhere that I can afford even when you walk away.
Exactly.
Because you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be left holding a bag and trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I just refuse to give a man that full control.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, I'm have my own money and do me regardless. But if I'm with a man who wants to do those things, then you go ahead and do them. And if you get upset and you don't want to do them, it's gonna be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so
So
yeah,
if
I
you
definitely
find a
get what you're
man,
saying, Lana.
Francesca, that wants to, if you find a man that wants to do those things and he has an older brother, holler at a girl. I've never met one of them. I've never met one of them yet.
No,
No, well, but then again, I'm gonna be honest, right? I'm a comedian, but I'm gonna be honest. It's probably the air I give off, because I'm coming across straightforward. I'm not needy. I'm not whiny. I technically need you for two things. Everything else is a bonus. I'm gonna be straightforward at this point in the game.
She said two. So she gave him a little bit more than what I give him, because I feel like I only need you for that one thing. Maybe an hour, and then I'm good.
Two things. I'm an affectionate. I come across rough and tough, but I'm a teddy bear, so I'm an affectionate person. So I'm a cuddler. So every now and then I'm gonna need some of that too, right? We'll have to work it out. I'm too old for all that stuff. I'm not a gymnast anymore, right? But at the same time, you want someone to have fun and enjoy things with. But I think I come off, and I'm being honest, I think I've kind of been the barrier to some of my dates, probably because I probably scared them off. Being a little too strong, because men say they want strong women, but that's not what they want.
But I think independent women scare a lot of men off.
Yes, they do.
Because I think they feel like more is expected from them. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
Well, I think that a lot of men that I've noticed are very codependent, or that's the need to be needed. So they want you to feel like you need them, and they really need you. And I don't like raising a grown man. You know that song, you can't raise a grown man. And I've come across a lot of babies that are still on the titty, and I just don't like it. I'm sorry if I'm.
No, you're good. Go ahead. Shoot.
Grown folks hour. Go on, Tamika.
No, they're just like they're still on the nipple. I'm like, gosh, and then they say what their mama used to do stuff. I'm like, how old are you again? Or they repeat their age. They're 54 years old or however old, and you're still crying like you need some milk. I'm not a babysitter. I have a 15-year-old son that I'm trying to raise to be a man, but not the kind of man you are.
Okay.
They get the needing kind of misconstrued. What I need you to do is mow the lawn, get that toolbox out, get the car checked up, pay half the rent. I don't need you to slang that. You know what? I can. It's good, but I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? If that's all you can do, if that's the only need you can provide, I don't need it from you, because I can.
I don't need you to come in my house and eat up all my food and need not to replace it. And need to be in my bed all day and wonder why I say get the hell up and do something. Go to work.
Oh my God.
No,
welcome, Patricia.
I don't need to slap a diaper on you and feed your diaper. I mean, feed your bottle. I need someone, as Yolanda suggested, that you need to provide help and assistance around the house. But you want to argue with me and my children as if you're King Kong or something. So you know what happened to King Kong, right? He got shot down.
Big time.
I want to welcome Patricia. Welcome, Patricia.
Welcome, Patricia.
Hi, thank you.
I'm stealing that, Tamika. I'm stealing that, girl.
I'm feeling that one.
We were just talking about what are your expectations when you go on a date.
That's a good one. Because I just had a date and it was an epic fail.
Ooh, what happened?
Do tell.
I will definitely share with you guys, you queens. Oh my goodness. So about a week ago, I went on like a girls trip, right? And we were going out to eat and we were having a good time. And I seen this handsome looking waiter and I was like, oh my gosh, she had muscles and everything. I was like, so you're getting a little tipsy and you're drinking. And I was like, excuse me, waiter, I need something. And then I kind of got like stuck for words. And he was like, what you need? And I'm like, I couldn't even get the words out. So he ended up sliding me his number, and we went out to dinner the next day. Okay, we're having a good talk about like queens and kings and just uplifting our community. Then he was trying to get me to drink so much and asked me to leave my car at the place so I can go meet him at his house. So you know what I did? I said, it's okay. Just text me your address. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Guess where I went?
Home.
All right.
I took a shower.
You right, buddy. He probably went home, took his clothes off, started oiling up. He was getting ready for this.
Ready.
Bow chicka bow wow.
Yeah, man.
I was thinking of your story and thinking about, and I'm sorry, I'm glad you went home and you got home safely. But Ted Bundy was very handsome to some.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
So he's trying to get you drunk on the first date. Because a lot of the times these people are not thinking, they just want to hook up, quote unquote. Let's hook up and not think anything of it. And you could be slain or, going out with a murderer, a serial killer, and he has a suit and tie on. So you never know. And I'm glad that you drove your own car. You had your own way home, and you didn't get too intoxicated to fall into hands.
I'm curious. I have a question, because I really do try to understand, what makes people tick, right? Especially men, because I have 9 brothers and I raised 4 boys. And I speak Manglish most of the time, I say, but there's a disconnect. So that Mars Venus thing, right? So it's a question. Are we misleading them when we're like, ooh, ah, damn, right? Does that immediately say, hey, she's looking at us right down there? Like what takes place? Are we misleading them? Or is it just truly that we completely think different and we're just like looking at you saying, damn, I want to get to know you. Your mama, daddy, and God molded you. And that's a compliment. Like they say, damn, you look good. We don't say, yes, I do. Come to bed with me, right?
Right.
I think men are just gonna try you.
I just think that most men think with that thing down there, the other head. That's just always they're thinking with the other head. Period.
Yeah, I think most men, they just gonna try you, whether they like you or not. That's part of them wanting to see where your head is, Oh, I got her drunk, you want to come back to my house, or like, because when I hang with my homeboys, even a beautiful woman or, whatever, if my friend really likes her, he'll still make, I guess, advances towards her. Like she might be a hoe or easy, you know what I'm saying? Just to see what she's really about. Like, is she strong enough to tell him no, or, you know what I'm saying? So I just think men's just going to try it.
I haven't heard nothing from him since. So I think he just wanted that one thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's definitely what it was.
I'm not pro man, but I'm so confused because, like I'm this new TikTok little, old lady on TikTok, right? I'm doing my little silly TikToks. And then every time I see somebody with millions of views, they smacking their thing around. But as women, we liking that up. So we're pumping their heads up. And every man who's taking it off, what would you do for 24 hours with me? Because I did one with homeboy. Arrest me, officer, right? But my point is, we're condoning their behavior, kind of, sort of, right? So do we take action and just, try to say, hey, women in solidarity? I forgot of some movie there was where all women decided that they get nothing for until they change their ways. I can't remember the movie. But we're supporting and encouraging them by liking all of that stuff. So are we giving mixed emotion, mixed messages? I don't know. I'm throwing it out there.
To give a man, I'll tell you, it's easy to give him mixed emotions. For one, I mean, the market for women is tits and ass. So I give him something different. I give him a piece of leg.
Well, I can't give them the tits and the butt.
because
The
they
tits is
want
about a mouthful and the butt is flat. So I'm sorry.
Right, I'm sorry, I don't got that for you. I got a knee, I got an arm, I got an elbow, I
they
got
would think
brains.
anything is enticing. They think anything is something to ooh ah about, like, fetch on, and then they feel like their penis is macho man. I got any woman that I
Listen,
can.
I'm so
Well, I got news for
disrespected.
some of them. I'm sorry. I got news for some of them.
Mm.
So when you give
I'll
them,
just demonstrate. In
huh?
other words, beep, bleep,
Look,
bleep,
and
bleep.
we're
We're
talking
live
one heart.
Eating,
What
eating
was that
Winnie,
song? Is that your
eating
belly
bitty. No,
button?
no, no. It's a teeny weeny little short
Short
man.
man.
So I'll share with you like one of the best dates I ever had about 6 years ago. Completely unexpected. I went back home. I'm from New York, but I grew up in DC, and then I moved back home in New York now, and that's where I am. So I went home for a class reunion. I think it was our 30th year class reunion, showing my age 6 years ago or so. And I met a guy on Facebook who was from my neighborhood that I never met before, around the corner. I was 2 years older than him. And it was Halloween, so he decided to take me on a date. He picked me up at my hotel. He chose the restaurant, and I'm saying stalk in a joking manner, not really stalking, but he stalked my Facebook page because I post my food, what I like, my friends, things that I do. And he ordered I never had a man order my food, my drink, my dressing. I was like, damn, who is you? But he lives too far away, and we both have very busy lives. We're both extreme professionals, and I'm not moving back to DC, and he's not moving to New York because he has a family business. But I sat down, and the guy said, what can I get you to drink? And he said, Malibu Sprite and cranberry for the lady. I was like, damn, where did you get that from? He said, I saw it on your page, baby. I was like, well, all right. He's paying attention, because that's really all you want, is a man to pay attention, to notice or be interested in the things that he doesn't have to like it, right? But be interested in the things that you're interested in. That shows that he took time, effort, and energy, right? So then I sat down, we got the drink, and then they said, would you like an appetizer? So I was looking through the menu. He said, we're going to take, it was some kind of bacon, something big salad thing. And he said, we'll make that for two. And he said, add bacon, a little extra bacon. And the guy said, what kind of dressing would you like? He said, she'll take the champagne vinaigrette. I was like, wait a minute. He said, you'll be putting all your food on the page. I watch what you, so he really, like, it was almost stalkerish, but it was respectfulness. He just ordered. I never had a man pay that much. Not even my 18-year husband would know what I like to eat. Okay. And I was like, damn, I was so impressed. And then when it came to the meal, he said, what would you like? He said, do you mind if I order this for you? I said, you batting 1,000. Go ahead, baby. And he said, I'd like a salmon medium well, sauteed string beans. I was like, I can't move to DC, but good Lord, right? Didn't question about the money, opened the door, the chair, everything. I was like, where are you from? What planet are you from? Where did you come from? And it was the best date ever.
That's good.
And we saw each other. We traveled for, a few months, but it just didn't, it was too much. But that was like, I can't say that every date should go like that, but man, that's the creme de la creme of dates. There was no question of anything. He paid attention. He would say, do you mind if, do you need anything more? And I'm like, and it's really who he is. He wasn't fake, but he's a professional brother. So it's really who he is. So I think sometimes when we're looking for men, we have to look at the levels of where we're collecting them from. Because some of the crazy shit, we already know where their levels are, right? So it's up to us to kick it up a notch, but it's difficult because a lot, they say a lot of good ones are taken, right? It's very, very difficult. Or where do you
You're
find
going in
them?
and out.
Oh, my connection's bad. Or where do you find them? But that, I just wanted to share, like, that was the perfect date. And at the end, he said, if you say no, that is fine, but I'd like to come up and have a drink with you, if that's okay with you. So at this point, he was such a gentleman. I said, you know what, even if it went further, I'm grown, who cares, right? Because there was the connection. you know, and it was
Yeah.
respectful. So we go up to the room. He surprised me. Double order of roses, my favorite color, yellow. And he had my Malibu Sprite and cranberry in the room waiting. Now that's a man. And I've
Okay.
never in my life had that. I had to be, you know, like almost 48 years old to get that in my life. But that was nice. Now my friends say move back to DC. I said, no, I can't.
Oh,
So what was the
that's
worst day
good.
any of you have ever had? Look at Bree down there shaking her head like, girl, you just
Y'all, what if I told y'all I ain't even make it on the date?
what happened?
So, okay, I was like, I think maybe like 20, and this guy picks me up. My job, I let my mama dress me, dog. Why did I do that?
Hmm.
Yo, she puts me on this little.
You feel like Laura Ingalls.
It was a jean vest. It was a jean vest, like, and I had on this dress, and it was like I can't even explain it. It looked like a tutu, but it wasn't a tutu. It was pretty to the knees kind of tutu, and I had my hair in rope twists. They're like little twists, you know, that everybody gets a protective style. And literally, I get in this dude's car, and he's like looking at me like this whole time. So I'm thinking, yes, bitch, I look good. I look good. I feel good. Yes, yes, ma'am. I look good. I feel good. You know, this dude is like, wait, how old are you really? Because you look 14. And he was like, I'm going to just drop you back off. And I was like, I called my mom and I was like, you just drop me off at the park where she's working out at. I was just too embarrassed. I cried so bad because I was like, how the hell do you just go from liking me so damn much to breaking my fucking heart, telling me, you excuse the language, please, to breaking my heart, telling me that I look like a kid? My mom said pretty much that was God, because that dude definitely was trying to take you to a hotel and he was afraid that people was going to see you and be like, he done kidnapped that girl. And, so
No, Bree, you know what? I think mom was trying to clean it up, and I think mom dressed you like that on purpose.
Look, I'm just glad he thought you might have been a kid and was like, you know what? Nah, I'm not gonna do it. Instead of being nasty and trifling, like, you know.
that's the way to look at it too.
That's another way to look at it.
That's another way to look at it.
A shout out to Miss Belinda and a shout out to Miss Chalet. And she said, well, I'm 30 and I've never been on a date.
What happened?
Miss Chalet says she's 30 and she's never been on a date. That's in the comments.
Is that by choice?
Miss Chalet, can you elaborate and answer if that's by choice? Let me see if I can bring her on camera. I don't know how to do that. But yeah, so has anybody else ever been on what's the worstest date you've ever been on? Oh, shit. I don't know how to bring her on camera on Facebook Live.
I'm trying to think. Worst date.
Tamika, you're on mute.
I see. I just got unmuted. I said I had to run. Are you in? Exclamation point. Run out of the restaurant. Oh, I'll be right back. Hold on a second. Yeah. No, that's okay. I'm not coming back. I got on the bus. Well, it was just terrible because everything I wanted. Oh, you gonna order that? Oh, you eat a lot. Oh, wait. Okay, excuse after excuse. And I'm sorry for my imitation of a man, but that's the voice I always have in my head. When he doesn't want to do something, I have that voice in my head of how he might respond or has responded to me. So I said, oh, just a minute. Excuse me, I have to use the restroom. You know, when they don't have enough money to pay for your meal, that's what they do. So I just went ahead and did it before that was done to me. Oh, well, I have to go powder my nose and get the hell out of there, run, catch the bus, a cab, anything, a meal, a camel, just to get on. See ya. And then another time was when someone was trying to, just recently, date me at Family Dollar. At the Family Dollar. And I had purposely gave him the wrong last two numbers. So I was already at a restaurant and he's trying to sing and he sounded like he sounded like a pack of wolves, only one of the pack. But of course, he was trying to sing in my ear. And I was like, oh, okay, great, I gotta go. He said, do you seem to give me the wrong number. I said, oh wow, I'm so sorry. I just got a new phone. Well, see, and then what had happened was, oh, my food is ready, so I gotta go. But he was trying to date me, and he had a pistol in his the band of his pants because it went off while we were at the Family Dollar store. I'm like, wait a minute. I went in there with a friend. I came out with a man and a gun.
So hold on. How did he know you gave him the wrong number? Did he dial the number right then and there?
When I left, he dialed the number, and the person I was with told him, "Oh no, that's the wrong number." I'm like, "Who told you to tell him that?" Oh my goodness, I came over
She
here.
wasn't a damn friend.
Hey,
She talked too much. What you running your mouth for?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I want to welcome Coop.
hey,
Oh,
cool.
Is with us. But
What's
I'm
going
gonna
on?
read.
What's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing tonight?
We doing
Good.
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 How you doing, Coop?
I'm all right. Why y'all can't see me?
I can see you.
Yeah.
I see you standing up. You got some long dreads.
No, that's a picture.
Oh. Did you unmute your camera?
Let's see.
While you doing, there you go. We
There you
see
go.
you.
We got
So
you.
I'm gonna Miss Chalet responded back, and this is what she said. She said, "No, I just never been taken out, and the guy paid, and we did something I wanted to do. But I mean, if you count me paying, then I've been on a few, in my opinion. No, but I will say I do have standards." Also, Miss Linda says, "My worst date was when we went on a date. We were having a nice time until he gave me the receipt. I walked out and he got angry and I laughed."
Right. The hell?
Girl, good. Kudos to you.
Yeah.
So just to bring you up to speed, Coop, the topic is, what are your standards when you go on a date?
From what point?
Okay, so let me just ask you this. If you was to take a woman on a date, what are your standards?
As in what I will do, or where we're gonna go, dress?
What you gonna do? Where you gonna go? What are you expecting?
It all depends. I'll tell you what I'm expecting. First off, I'm expecting to be somewhere we can actually talk. We can hear each other. We can actually, communicate. I don't want to be someplace that's just plain, there's nothing around, nothing going on, because it's too quiet. I got to have something else going on. So it's going to be a place that's public, but not too public. So both of us feel, comfortable. That's the first thing. The second thing, I'm not going anywhere looking raggedy. So wherever we go, I'm not saying we have to be dressed up, but I mean, be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Third, I would say if we're going someplace and it's a date for the first time, it's not, just a crazy, outrageous, expensive place, then, I don't mind paying for it. But I'm not going to be paying for every, date that we have. Not saying that I won't, but what's the reason that I am? If I'm just going out just to feed you and get your belly full, that's not a date to me. That's you getting, your belly full. So if I'm not intrigued in the first date, I'll go on the second one. If I'm not intrigued on the second one, I'll do a third. After that, I mean, you don't spark my interest. So the standard is being able to do something that's fun, being able to, dress a little nice, going someplace that both of us are comfortable with, and I can pick up the tab. As long as both of us are into each other. We're not into each other, then that's just a free belly full.
I feel like if a man is not into you after the first date, y'all shouldn't have a second chance and a third chance. I feel like This is how I feel personally. You invited me out to dinner. You don't like me. Okay, pick up the tab. That be it. Thank you. Have a nice night. Like, don't second and third and then, well, I'm not paying because I'm still not interested. I feel like on that first date, be that gentleman. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I have a big thing about dating gentlemen and what I feel like a man is supposed to do for a woman on a date. And I don't know what you've been through or what kind of dates that you've been on to have you like, you know what I'm saying? So, but I wouldn't I wouldn't do the second and third if you're not interested after the first conversation or the second date. Like, that's a waste of time.
It's just like a job interview. Sometimes that first interview isn't the only one that they need. They could be interested slightly, but you need a little bit more to see if you are qualified.
So wouldn't you just continue the night? You know, like if you found, I've been on dates where, you know, after dinner, we didn't have anything planned, but we liked each other's energy or vibe. So it's like, okay, well, let's go to a little lounge or let's talk and have fun there. And had a great time at the lounge. And now it's like, you want to go to the after hours, have a great time there. You want to go to breakfast. And then I could be with somebody at dinner and in the first 30 minutes be like, oh, hell no. You know what I'm saying? I keep my smile on because out of respect and, you know, I'll keep the smile going. I don't have to be a bitch about anything. But in my mind, I might know that this is not going to happen again, you know? So.
But I mean, you got days that you feel different. So some days you go on a date, it might be good. Some days you go on a date, you really might not want to, but you want to get out of the house. So it's no telling. Like, when you say date, what do you mean by date? Are you dating different people to see who you want to be with? Or
I'm sorry.
Finish. What was your question? On a date, what?
I was just trying to see, like, what's your definition of a date first? Is a date like you're dating people, or you find you're interested in someone and you're just with that person dating that person? Like,
if I'm going on a date, let's just say I met you out. We had a couple conversations on the phone and you want to go out to dinner. You want to meet in person now because on the phone, everything went well. We're feeling each other on the phone. Let's see how we do in person. And if I'm on a date with you, I expect you to be a gentleman on that date. It's going to be me and you. We're dressing up. We're going somewhere nice. We're conversating. Like, that's a date. That's a date to me. You getting to know me. And it might not always have to be at a dinner table. It could be, I don't know, in the park or, you know, just have, it's going to have to be something like that. But, you know, it's to move forward or trying to build something with somebody. You want to get to know me. I want to get to know you. That's a date.
Okay, so I'm gonna read a comment regarding to what you just said, Coop and Francesca. So Michelle said, because the first one can be nervous or like a real interview, but after that they are more like themselves and not watching you. So like the first date doesn't have to necessarily I think what she's saying is, even though he went on a first date and maybe he wasn't intrigued, basically he's giving it a second chance because maybe she was nervous, maybe he was nervous, maybe things was off. So he wants to try it a second time and see where to go from there.
Exactly.
Okay. What kind of vibe that they would create together, if any. Both of them, either the male or the woman or the man, and like Francesca was saying, is that or from my view of what you were saying, is that why waste that energy if in that first few moments of meeting that person you're getting a bad vibe, versus another particular situation could be that it's been vibing all that time, so you want to spend more time with the person. I understand both of your viewpoints. It's something from a male's perspective, and of course as from a female perspective.
And I mean, I understand what she's saying. I understand where she's coming from. And there are some instances that, you know, you go on a date with somebody, you know, it's not going to work. So you don't go on a second. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you can be nervous and you can just be stumbling over your words. It doesn't mean that that's the type of person that you are. But just say somebody like Miss Francesca, you could be just mind blowing and they just run over their words. The second time, they're like, all right, I got this. She's human. So the next time we go out, it's a little different. I'm a little more laid back. I'm cutting a couple more jokes. I'm being more of myself because I'm getting to feel you out more. We can talk on the phone all day long or message all day long. That's different. I got time to erase, wait, see what I need to put and make it perfect. Other
No,
than
I
that,
hear
I
you.
mean,
I just thought you said that on the first date, if you're not intrigued, you're going to go on a second date. That's what I thought I heard you say. But
if I'm not
I might have
intrigued
heard you
with you,
wrong.
I will still go on the second date because the second one, you might start talking about other things. You might not know really where you want to be at with me, how we're talking, or how we're dealing with each other. I like outdoors things.
Okay, I
So-
mean, it's to each his own. I can't knock you.
I think though also though when he says intrigued, like maybe it didn't go that well, but there's something about you. So he's saying, you know what, I'm gonna give it another shot because there might be something there. So that's really
Yeah, that's why I said I
not,
can't knock
not
him.
saying not intrigued. The third one, that's when he knows, like, yeah, we got nothing going on. I'm out. So I get that. I'm a 30, 60, 90. So I'm a 3-dater too. Like, you know, the first time we meet, it does, you know, we're both a little anxious and nervous, right? So we both, you know, might not come off good, but he might say something that completely turn me off, and I'm like, I'm gonna smile through this shit when we done. Bye, Felicia, you never see me again. Well, it's so nice, thank you. And I'll never answer them again, or I'll be nice and say thank you for taking me out, but we really don't have a connection. And I'll go the third date to see if there's something, but I won't take it past 3, and I don't take any dating past 90 days either. I ain't got no time to waste. Time is the only thing you can't get back.
Exactly. So Michelle says, right, because I know when I'm around someone new, I'm more watching you and how you are than interacting with you. So yeah.
I get that. So you're talking about a bad date? I couldn't think of one, and I remember. So when she was saying watching just now, it clicked. We were
I think observing on that first date is what she's saying.
Yes. Yeah, she said rather than like do a whole bunch of talking, she's listening and watching, you know, what he's doing, gestures,
actions, all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the bad date was exactly that. I couldn't get a word in edgewise because he ate with his mouth open. And he was using his hands. He was using his hands for everything. And he came in fly, dressed like you. I was like, oh, Jesus, yes, there is a God. And then he sat to eat and sipped his water too. I was like, oh, shit. And it's not being in judgment, it's just rude, and you so and I was like, oh, hell to the no. I got through that and I lost his number. He called me a lot of times, but I just couldn't do it, you know. I just couldn't do it. That was the only worst date I've ever been on. Anything else, if it's going bad, I'll simply say, you know what, I'll pick up the tab, sweetie. It's just not going right, because it's not supposed to be a fight in the beginning. We're not supposed to be tit for tatting each other, right?
Right.
But sometimes, like you say, people have been through so much stuff that they come off right off the bat trying to one up each other. That's not what it's about.
No.
Yeah.
What about you, Miss Patricia?
It was similar. So I went on this date, and this guy just said, "Let's just get appetizers." I'm like, I'm not even worth a full course meal. Like literally, just appetizers. And then while he was eating it, he didn't wash his hands. He was smacking and just talking about himself the whole time while he was doing it. It was horrible. I couldn't do it. I was done.
Hey, Coop, I got a question for you.
Oh.
If a woman, you decided, you know, you like this person, you want to get to know them more, and you invite her out on a date, and she right off the bat suggested a very expensive place, would your radar go off, or you wouldn't care in the beginning? And be honest, I'm just curious.
It just depends where, because just because you say an expensive restaurant, I mean, that doesn't mean anything. If it's something that I like to do and I'm going to pay for that for myself anyway, then that's different. Okay. But it's something out of the norm. Like, okay, for some reason, people crazy over seafood. I mean, they go like just lose their mind. Oh, let's go get seafood. I mean, all right, let's go. But when you go to get seafood and it's, you know, $30, $40, $50 a person to do it, if you don't normally do that for yourself, why are you trying to go on a date with somebody and do that with them? But if you're the person that does that, then I can understand that. I'm stepping into your realm. But if you normally go to Burger King and you just start shaking when you see Red Lobster that you can't go in there, then don't try to take me to the place that you don't even want to go to yourself. Now, I don't mind paying if I'm going someplace that I want to eat at also. But if I don't eat that, you really don't eat that, but you want to go there because you heard about it, I don't see that as being on level playing grounds. So as long as we want to go to an expensive restaurant and both of us on the same page about it, that's cool.
I don't really like to go eat seafood because I don't like sitting there trying to crack them crab legs and then it's stinking, your hands stinking, you got juice. I'm cool. I'd rather be at home and eat it in privacy. I don't want to go on a date trying to eat some crab legs.
Isn't that horrible? That's horrible because you sitting here having, stuff dripping on you while you.
That's what I'm saying.
Look cute and stuff, like we don't drool, we don't make a mess,
So you trying to be extra cute instead of just trying to be yourself. Because if you do eat it and you know that's the way to eat it, why are you trying to be fake?
But I'm like that.
All I eat is seafood. I don't eat chicken, beef, none of that. And everybody always asks me, when you go to a restaurant, what do you order? I order fish. Like,
yeah, I don't mind eating the fish, the salmon, a lobster tail, but I don't want to eat the crab legs. They're just too messy.
Unless it's already pre-cracked for you.
Not on like a first date. Yeah, we have to be cool and
I love seafood.
Buff the elbows.
Y'all don't know how to eat seafood. That's the problem. You gotta be talented with it. Y'all sitting there drooling and dripping it all. I'm looking at you like, what?
Talented, he said.
I want to do one of those mukbangs so bad. Y'all don't understand it. That's what you call
Francesca? Yeah, mukbang.
I want to do a mukbang so bad.
Where you watch people eat, basically.
With the crab legs. You know how you see those people with the big crab legs and they just slurping it up?
I love it.
I want to do a mukbang so bad, just because.
You're a professional seafood eater, Coop?
Because that's what it sounds like. You say we don't know how to eat, so tell us how to eat.
Where are you from?
South Carolina. Lake City, okay. South Carolina.
You get the crawfish too?
Where did you say?
I didn't hear any of you.
I said, where did you say? What part of South Carolina?
Lake City. I'm from Lake City. I live in Sumter.
Get out. All my people are in Utahville and Orangeburg. I was just down there a couple months ago.
Utahville. All right. Now down there by Santee, going out in 95 South.
Yep.
Oh, man. Good vacation spot and retired spot.
Francesca was asking you a question.
I just want to know if he got down with the crawfish. That's all.
I eat it sometimes.
Sometimes.
Not a lot.
Okay.
I can't eat, but that's shells, everything, right?
No.
It's like, they look like little bitty lobsters. They're not lobster, but they look like.
That's too much fighting. I just want to get to the meat. That's too much fighting.
Well, after you take the head off and you remove the meat easily, you have no problem.
Just take it and dangle it in the sauce like that, and then suck it out the shell.
No, you don't dangle it in there.
I've never had it.
But Brianna, like, I don't care. I like crab legs. I'm gonna eat.
I mean, it's no different in the crab leg. I'll tell y'all what. If y'all would have said something about this earlier, I would have cooked crab legs. I would have cooked crawfish. I would have cooked shrimp and show you how to eat it.
And not give us that. We
would have been watching you eat. Okay. Our stomach was growling.
Okay, the same place I'm at doing it. If you want to, you could have said something. You could have been there and did the same thing. I apologize for the inconvenience. But the next time I'll do it. And if I can, I'm going to try to use words that are going to express exactly how it tastes and how it feels and the whole experience that is going on.
Here we go. Now, okay,
now I'm hungry.
You really get into your crab food, Coop.
I get into everything like that. It don't matter what it is. I don't know where y'all from, but where I'm from.
Building.
Ma'am?
Big Coop in the building. You know, I always gotta introduce you on Clubhouse like that. Big Coop in the building.
So yeah. Cool. So we didn't ask you. What's been a bad day for you?
Basically what we just talked about.
What, the eating the crab legs?
No, trying to go someplace that they don't normally go and order things that they don't know how to order. And when it gets there, they're looking at it crazy. That's when I'm like, boy, look here. Some
Trying to
people
order
trick.
out something off the menu that they can't even pronounce.
And I have no problem with that because, you know, I have a problem knowing what some stuff is also. But you can read and see what it is and understand if you want it or not.
But
if there's a bunch of words that you don't know what it means.
Crayon fish? Can I get some of them crayon fish?
And you know what? See, I'm petty. And I'll be like, yeah, that's what she wants. Crayon.
Look, can I get a salmonella patty with a garden salad on the side?
I'm like, this is my little cousin. She ain't pariah. Come on, you just get it for her. It's all right. Get it for
Have you ever had to stop a woman and be like, hold up, little mama, you doing too much? Like, has a date ever pushed you to that point to like really stop and check a person right then and there?
That's a two-part
like
question.
The type that wouldn't do it.
It's a two-part question. Are you asking as of now or in the past when I was younger?
Whenever.
Just ever. Yeah, ever.
Yes.
Okay.
I've left dates only because it was not going the right way. I'm not about to decipher what you're trying to tell me. Like, if you're trying to talk to me and I have no idea what you're talking about, and it interests me by nothing, I can't do it.
No, that's right.
So what you mean? What you talking? What do you mean? Like, if you can't decipher what she's talking, what do you mean?
Let's just say it like this. Say I'm into fitness. I love fitness. I love nutrition. I love the statistics behind it, the science. So don't tell me one thing and it's something else. So we're talking about losing weight. And I'll say something like, have you ever tried a keto diet? And she'd be like, yeah, I've tried it. Many a time I've tried the keto diet. I eat all the breads and the rices first thing. And then I try to get the other part of the meal, which is the 30% that's supposed to be like the calories. And when you add it all up, that's what gives you your proteins, stuff like that. Like, they're all over the place about nothing that makes sense. It's just like,
So does that make you feel like she's phony baloney?
It depends. Because sometimes people can just want to talk to you just to talk to you because you like something. But it depends on how far it goes. You can be like, okay, now I really don't know about this, but I thought you were cute and I just wanted to go with you. I'm fine with that. And we can do something different. We can redirect. But if you dead serious, no, this is not gonna work. Who raised you people?
So what you're saying is, if you really slow, this ain't gonna work.
You can't be stupid. You can't be stupid.
You can be slow now. You can be slow. Your transmission gotta work. It gotta go through all the gears. But some people gears, they don't go in reverse the right way. They drop in reverse, like clunk. That's a little different.
Okay, so that was the worst date you had.
So do you
that
have
I'm going to talk about right now.
So do you have standards, Coop? Is there certain standards that you have at this point in your life that's what you're looking for, and that's the facts, Jack?
I'm not going to say I have standards because I'm not going to tag anything on anybody to be able to do. Now, I mean, saying that you got to do this and you got to do that. I don't have standards.
Standards for you, things that you like. There's some things that are deal breaker. For me, anyone with children under the age of 18 and they're still responsible for them, that's a deal breaker for me because it won't allow us to have a good relationship. So for me, that's a deal breaker. So that's a standard for me. So do you have
So
things
what if
like
they
that?
could show you?
Huh?
What if they could show you?
I'm open and receptive to everything, but I start off that way. So and I say it. So if they say, "Wait, I can show you, babe. Don't worry about it," then I say, "Oh, this is worth to go." If I like him, we have a connection. There's something about him I'm digging, but he gonna burn some tires to show me that because I'm a woman, so I know what's up.
Okay.
That baby's
Right.
connected to a mama, and we don't know if she angry or she been hurt. Ooh, hell have no fury.
That's facts.
You know what I think the only deal breaker is for me?
What's that?
A woman trying to act like a man.
Mm.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Okay, so tell us, what is a woman acting like a man? Please do tell.
Please elaborate.
And
Please.
I had this happen not too long ago. You have some women that do certain things that men do. That if a man does it, you'll kind of look past it. Like with the burping, with the farting, with grabbing on
that's
themselves.
uncouth.
But it's a lot of women that do that. Even like when they're just laying back in the chair like this, they'll have their hands in the front of their pants. Stuff like that, I don't care for that. And there's a lot of women that do that. It is.
Now, I've been in relationships and I didn't even like to go do number 2 if he was like close by the bathroom or in the house. Like I would try to hold it until he left or sleep or something. Like I just, and to fart around a man is just, I don't know. I can't do that. I got to leave out the room, go in the bathroom, turn the water on or something so you can't hear. I just can't do it. Now, what happens in my sleep, I don't have no control, but just to outright do it, I can't just do that.
But wait, let's go back for a
Welcome, Aaron. Welcome.
Hi.
Hey, Aaron.
So it's okay for the guy to put his hands down the front of his pants to hold his junk, but you don't want. It's not cool when a woman does. Is that what you said?
I can see that and not see it, but when women doing it, it's like,
Who raised
what are you doing? What are you grabbing?
My junk.
There's something wrong. No.
Aaron, just to bring you up to speed, the topic is, what are your expectations on a date? And the question I asked was, what was your worst date? So can you jump in and tell us about your worst date?
My worst date. Hold on, come back to me. I just woke up. I gotta think about a good one.
Okay, so I'm gonna go on and read a comment from the audience. So Stacy said maybe she gotta go pee. Well, then she should just get up and go on and go to the bathroom. Shout out to CC for tuning in. Belinda, thank you for coming back in. Oh my God, that was too funny. Yeah, I can't. It's just a lot of things I can't do around a man. Like I can't do all that extra stuff.
But that's what I meant. What y'all thought I was talking about?
Like I thought it was leading into the latest topic has been about women being independent, like feeling like women taking on everything. That's where I thought it was leading into.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was leading into. Because that's a different topic.
Yeah, that's a total different topic.
So we're not gonna go.
Everybody leads in their own way. Everybody follows in their own way.
I have a question for Coop. Are you attracted to women because you are a fitness trainer, to women who are fit as well?
No. I mean, this is the thing. When you say fit, what do you mean by fit? I'm a stickler when it comes to definitions.
Okay, so can you date a woman with a fupa?
Yeah. I mean,
who like full-figured women?
I mean, like who's out of a woman who is out of shape.
Okay, let me break this down to you. It doesn't matter the shape of the woman, because you can have a woman 400 pounds on the left, 400 pounds on the right. I would date a BBW, but I'm not going to date a fat girl. This is what I mean. You got two women, both of them side by side. Both of them weigh, just say 400. I'm just saying 400 because it's a number that's out there.
Mhm.
Same size. They wear the same clothes. I mean, style is the same. What makes the one on the left, she knows that she's big. She knows it's, some problems that could happen. And she's trying to change by doing just a small thing. Even if she goes to sugar-free gum. That, to me, in my eyes, that makes her BBW. Because she's trying to change, be beautiful, and she is big. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, what makes her fat is she's the exact same as the other one. And she knows all of this stuff. And just because somebody said, well, you don't have to worry about getting healthier or you're pretty just the way that you are, and she go and just eat a whole lot more just because people think that she's big and beautiful. I don't like that because you're self-destructing yourself.
Mhm.
But if you're big and you stay 40 till the day you die, but you're actually trying to do better, you're making a step towards it. Everybody can't be fit. Everybody can't have an 8-pack. Everybody can't be that super sexy 2-piece. But it depends on the person inside. And that person inside is going to make a decision to change or to stay the same. And if you want to be like a fat girl, then no. If you want to be like a BBW, then yeah. Because even if you lose 1 pound and that's all you can do, then I'm happy that you're working in that direction. But it's going to have to be more than just 1 pound now. We're going to have to come down a little bit more than that.
What's the difference between a BBW and a fat girl? Because I just realized how you just said that.
A BBW is somebody that's big, beautiful. It's the same way. This is my opinion of it. They're the exact same. One has the mindset that even though she is big, she wants to be healthy.
Okay.
The other one, even though she is big, she don't give a damn. She still gonna eat up all them crab legs with all that butter on top of it and extra season. That's the difference.
Okay.
Okay.
Aaron, you ready for us yet?
I'm ready. Where we at?
The question was, what was the worst date you ever went on?
So the worst that I ever went on, I mean, like it was fine or whatever, but I feel like what made it the worst date was that I got ghosted. I got ghosted
Terrible.
after.
After or during?
Like after, and then the person texted me back like a month later, like I can't remember what was said. It was some like wild excuse, but yeah, definitely getting ghosted.
Why? Hold on. So wait, tell us about the date from the beginning to end, so we can figure out this ghosting.
So the date was fine. Like it was like a real chill date. It was like a really chill day. We went out to a restaurant. We got food. We got drinks. We were talking, casual conversation. It was fine. And we even discussed like having a second date. And then I just never heard from the person again. Like I got ghosted.
So wait, so did you guys end the date?
We ended it like a usual date, like, just casual conversation, talking about how great the date was and meeting again. So for me, it was very odd and weird, like,
Okay, see, I thought you were saying like they got up and just ghosted you. I was about to say, did they go in the bathroom and never come back?
It just ran away. No.
Okay. And a month later, when they reached out to you, what did they say?
Something about the phone bill, like something, it was, like I said, it was something really, it just was like, come on now.
Right.
We grown. We real grown.
You know what I have to say about that?
What?
They had somebody. They was involved.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't
I didn't even
convenient.
think.
Yeah, that's what it was. And it had to be, it wasn't convenient for them to keep trying to keep in touch with you. Whoever they was dealing with was on their heels, honey.
That's true. Then a month later when it was off again, bye.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So the topic, what are your expectations when you go on a date?
That's a really good question. So I had to teach myself to have like really low expectations, like not to be like a negative Nancy or anything, But I would just say like at least to pay the first date. Like conversation and stuff will go where it goes, but I feel like that's my number one expectation.
Can you go on a date with a guy if he's paying $25?
Ooh, see, yeah, because I have yes.
So that's not a big issue to you.
It's not a really big issue, but it's like, let's eat somewhere nice. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wait,
I don't know.
I said $25. We could go to the only place I could think of really right now is Applebee's, Chili's, or Fridays. Are you
I've
okay
been
with
to a
that?
date at Applebee's. That's what I'm saying. Like, but I don't know. I feel like a first impression is everything.
I mean, but okay, so that's okay. So what if it's a guy, right? He's got his own place, he's got his rent, he's got his bill, he might even have a car note, but he wants to take you out on a date, but money is limited. Are you okay with that?
I feel like I'm okay with it. There would be a lot of conversation around it, because I didn't always have a bunch of money, but don't be like behind on all your bills, like taking back cans so we could go out to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, how do I know? But if
Hell
you would
no.
take the time out to take them cans to take you on a date, don't that
No.
speak for something? Who
Hell
just
no,
said no?
not for me.
Who just said no?
No.
Really?
No.
This man
No.
took the time to collect these cans. I'm gonna take this girl out on this date. I'm finna
Hell
collect
no.
these cans. He
Mm-mm.
put time and effort into it.
Fuck that shit. Mm-mm. No.
Nah, me
You
either.
ain't with it, Francesca. You just not.
I'm not
having
with it. Like, no. I remember in Florida, and I think what was he doing? It was like recycling and all that stuff. And being kids, it was like a recycle warehouse or whatever right around the corner. So me and my cousins, we used to take all the cans we could find and go get some change, and go to the corner store, give each other candy. So hell no, I'm not dating no grown man who got to take the cans. Hell no.
No, Francesca, he's taking the copper. That's more money.
No,
No,
take the copper.
forget that. Like, you got to be stable. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I own a scrap metal yard. I handle recyclables.
look, you got to be stable.
So Stacy said, "Child, LOL," and Miss Belinda said, "No, no, no, no."
Okay, Belinda. Shoot.
So Coop, I don't know if you heard what was just being discussed.
No, I was in there making sea moss just now, and I put it in the refrigerator. It's already setting.
So Aaron said that he can't deal with a man taking if he wants to take him on a date and he got to go collect cans to take him on a date. He's not with it, and so did Francesca. What you think about that? If you had to go collect cans and take a lady on a date, would you be mad if she couldn't accept that?
You just sit your ass at home.
Okay. Ain't
So you
nobody
saying you ain't
tripping.
finna go collect no cans?
I know that's
Look.
right, Coop.
Look, you got to sit there and collect cans. You need to be thinking about something else other than getting up with somebody. Your
Right.
priorities are not in the right form. It don't matter what you say. You cannot tell me. But do you understand what you said just now?
Okay, you got no business. Mm-mm.
He just gave you did you understand the words that came out of your mouth?
I wish I would. Look,
I have a question. Would you prefer not having to spend money in a restaurant, but having a picnic in a park or, by a fountain or something?
But
Isn't
you
that
still gotta have money for that.
a cheap point date? Not that
No,
expensive.
I think
You're not sitting in a restaurant and you can barely hear each other, or you're not, it's just more intimate.
I think that's very sweet. Like,
I
I've
think
never
that's
been on a
sweet, too.
picnic outside the children. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to go on a picnic with a guy and I'd be excited to see what the hell he pull out the basket,
Right.
like like I would like to go on a picnic.
I
That's
did
what
the
I
whole
haven't done.
picnic in the park, but I created the basket. I did. You know what I'm saying?
I was teaching my son how to, be romantic, have a romantic date from a farmer's market and getting like the bread and the cheeses and the fresh fruit and how to set it up for her, just coaching him of how to really have a kind of a romantic, intimate date rather than it being a typical let's go out to a restaurant, eat date. It could be walking, around a lake and then sitting by the lake on a stand with a blanket. And he really enjoyed that and kept that in mind. So now he's courting this young girl and he's taking her, Chipotle, things that she hadn't experienced before.
That's sweet.
And sometimes it could just be the effort. So, okay, just to catch up on the comments. Stacey said you can do a lot, I guess, with $25. I don't know. Well, I guess if you use coupons. And then Missy said cans with the laughing faces. Stacey said again, hey man, collecting cans is hard work, LOL. So I guess she's trying to say if he go out and collect them cans, give him a little bit of credit. And then Missy said, I love picnics. And Belinda said, I would love that. So
yeah.
And look here, if you go on a picnic with somebody that pick cans, guaranteed you're gonna get the stuff that's outside already on the side of the building.
I have a different question. Yolanda, if I can ask it in a different way, the question, what if now you have experienced the first date or dating with someone and what the expectations are, and now you guys are finding that you have similar interests or you want to explore more, but how to keep the romance or the interest of the person. I'm going to go back to the lobster or the seafood issue again, because the other day I was with my boyfriend and I had bought some lobster rolls and altered it to make a pasta out of the lobster and got some lobster tail and made some croutons out of the bread, the roll part of it, and made a salad. So that was really romantic and sentimental for us. So how does anyone else have a viewpoint on that, on how to keep the romance going? Is it always going out to eat, or is it preparing a meal for someone, or what?
I definitely don't think it's always going out to eat. It really just depends on the person and the vibe. Like I feel like I'm fun. I like to be outside. You know what I mean? Shoot, I don't know. Rooftop jacuzzi, music, moonlight. You know what I mean? Like I've done that and it's been awesome. Just the moonlight shining through. The jacuzzi has those little lights, the red light, green light going, the music's playing, and y'all just sitting there having a conversation. I think he brought some hookah out there too on the side, we're just puffing on that. Like it's just a different stuff you do. Mm-hmm.
Can I add to that?
Mm-hmm.
It also depends on the type of person that you're with and what they've already been exposed to. So it's not just the fact of doing things that, keep it interesting. It's how much knowledge do the both of you have about other things outside of the realms that you know of. Mm-hmm. Are you willing to go abnormal instead of being normal? Because things that are easy to do, like go to Burger King, go to Hardee's, go to Chick-fil-A, things that are already right there that you know of, it's almost like you trying to teach your son, you need to take these girls out on the picnic. People do different things that they know about. So if he didn't know about that, he wouldn't have done it. With you telling him, he had the knowledge of it. So when you look at dating, you look at the people that you are dating, you have to look and be very cautious of the age group. Because I was brought up, I had my mom and my dad in the same household. So a lot of things I saw that other people didn't see. Christmas, Thanksgiving, birthday parties, all that stuff, was big deals growing up. But, you take somebody that's born in the 90s or the 2000s, they didn't have that same experience. So some of the things that I did or I saw, they don't even know about. How, you know, you explained the picnic.
Wait, Coop, big Coop. I gotta, sorry to cut you off, but you know, I gotta intervene because I grew up seeing it. My stepfather is a prime example of a man who definitely showed us that we should be taking on these trips. We should be respected, taking on park walks when it's time to get the health together. There through thick and thin, even with going out. I mean, he could go with my mom to McDonald's. Well, take us because they take us out. You know, Valentine's Day, you know, he makes sure we know, like, yo, you know, this is how you should be treated on this day. So sometimes, I mean, even with my brothers, they have a great example. So they know how to approach their wives. And then I also know that, like, for you to say, what I'm speaking on basically is you saying the 90s and 2000s, baby. I'm speaking from the 90s perspective, and then I'm speaking on my little sister's behalf because we do know, and we do know younger people that are our age who have
like
that knowledge, actually. So, oh,
What I
maybe I
was
need to
saying,
switch devices. But yeah, can you hear me better?
Yeah.
what I was
Yes.
saying was that the older you are, the more those values you got to see. The younger you are, the less that you do see it. So it's not that a lot of people who are in that younger group, the 90s and the 2000s, actually saw that. So the ones who did, I'm not saying, you know, that's where that 1%, 99%. Well, I had somebody to do that. That's good. But what about the other 300 people around you that didn't? So now that knowledge didn't get passed down. That's the part that I'm talking about. Like, I know, like, a lot of people have influences, but the influences they have, are they teaching them what they saw growing up so that they would even know about it? Because right now, if you think about it, it's a lot of culture that's being mixed up. It's a lot of heritages that are being mixed up. It's a lot of traditions that are being mixed up. So it's not the same. What people who are older than I am, I'm 38, people who are older had different traditions. The tradition that we're doing right now wasn't the same back then. But if you don't know about that stuff, you don't know. I have friends right now, they've never had a Thanksgiving with the whole family. It's always been they've gone somewhere. It's never been there. So they never had that experience of a Thanksgiving with family because they never knew that part of it. They only knew, okay, let's go somewhere. Let's do something different. I got people that for Thanksgiving, they refuse to eat the kind of food people eat for Thanksgiving. They want to go get pizza, do things differently. But if you never had that foundation of what it was and then transferring over, people are not going to have the same beliefs and thoughts on the same thing as you do.
You know, as far as dating on that level, for me, you know, Coop, you weren't here earlier, and I was saying that sometimes I think I may have been a blocker in some of my relationships because I just know what I want. At age 54, I know what I want, right? And I feel like I don't really have much more time to play or waste with the game. But at the same time, I'm seeking someone who I'm tired of being the one that knows everything or most of things, right? And when I meet these men, so I'm looking for somebody who's open to allowing me to teach him some of the culture things that I know. And I want a man who could bring and teach me what he knows, right? So that way we're sharing, and that keeps a relationship alive. If you're hooking up with somebody who's just like you, had the same life as you, your work is going to be extra hard.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to be, but if you meet someone, right, if you meet someone a level up or even a level slightly down just a little bit, right, then that makes it exciting. So, and for me, I know a lot of things, and I've had some beautiful experiences in my life. So I'm looking for someone who's not trying to one up me when I say, oh, we can go to the hibachi place and they can do it. I've been there 50 times, you know.
Okay, but I want to go.
Good for you. You know, so right. And if you've been there 50 times, say, you know what? I like that. Let's do it. Even if you don't, be open so that you can start the open communication. But lately, the men that I meet, it's just an automatic, well, I've done that. I've been that. All right, we good then. Bye, Felicia. I'd rather be by myself. But I'm looking for someone to kick my life up a notch, and I'm damn sure going to kick their life up a notch. But it is very difficult to find because people carry their luggage in front of their face and their arms up ready to fight.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What type man do women want? Because you got coaches out here that actually try to teach you the type person to be, to get, with somebody. But at the end of the day, like, what type person do you want? Do you want the type person that doesn't want you? Because you can sit here, and the problem is why you don't have somebody is because the type person that you're attracted to isn't attracted to you.
When you say coaches,
what my relationship coaches?
Okay.
I got you. Well, so for me, to be honest, I don't really pursue men. Not that I'm all of that. I'm just not a forward person like that. I'm old fashioned to a point. I'm a country girl at heart. So I like a man to be a man. I want a man who can respectfully check me because I'm a whole lot, you best believe, right? And I've earned who I am. So I want a man who can respectfully check me. I say something out the way a little too much, you're like, baby, I love you, but really? With a smile, I'm good with that. I'm good with that, right? So I like a man who can handle things, make some decisions, but I've never had that in my life. So I've never seen it. I don't know where it is. I don't know how to get it. I'm looking for it, but I don't know. But I don't pursue them. So any man who pursues me, I say, all right, he's interested in me. Let's take a look at him. Once or twice I pursued somebody. They was younger. I was looking for fun, to be all honest. Yes, Bree, I'll shut up. Go ahead, babe.
No, wait, hold on. So Bree, I'm gonna let you go on and have the floor, but I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna read these comments. So Missy says, my husband and I want to do a movie night outside with the blanket and sit back and enjoy ourselves. That's what we are doing this summer. And that's a good thing to do. I love doing that as well. And then Stacy says, hold on, y'all. Stacy says, nah, if a person really wants to take someone on a date, that usually means that they're paying with their hard-earned money. A picnic is nice too, or dinner on a rooftop. Sounds good to me.
I like bonfires. I love sitting by the fire. That's my thing.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Also, to go along with Shirley, I'm kind of a forward person. It depends, but if I find some guy that I think is attractive, like the guy I'm dating currently, he and I used to be neighbors, and he's 15 years older than me, and I had reconnected with him years later, as of 2012. So I met him in 1997, and I was like 27, and then he was like 43. But now, the dynamic is different because I have matured, had children, blah, 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 been on my own. So I was talking to a couple of friends, and I said, I was just talking about him. And then suddenly here he is, he appears. And I said, I'm going to get me some of that. And I got me some of that, and I've been keeping it for 5 years.
I know that's right.
That's what my current situation is. But to pursue a gentleman, there are certain qualities and standards that I look for. But I really like dating older men because I find that they're more romantic. And it isn't about the dinner and a movie and all this. They really want to get to know you because they've chased a lot of skirts. And they're ready to really settle down, as what I've been accustomed to. Was I ready to settle down? Not quite. And they all had pensions, so they were established.
Okay. Bree, I'm gonna let you take it, sis.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask a general question to the Coop, because Coop is in the room. I can't see Aaron, so I'm not sure if he's here, but can I ask you a question? Because it was a topic, and they were saying basically, how can I submit to a man who gives me nothing to submit to? How do you feel about that? That's an open topic for anybody who want to chime in, but Coop,
Honestly, okay, I'll let you get it. I'll let you get it from a male's perspective first.
Oh, say it again.
Okay. So how can I submit to a man who gives me nothing to submit to? Meaning, in their, I'm throwing it out there with a topic that I thought would be great. Basically, I have everything, right? Car, house, everything he wants, but he has nothing that I want. But he wants me to cater to his feelings and him, and then how can I submit to a boy? And
can't.
You
basically,
you can't unless you want to, unless you're willing to raise an. Okay, I'm gonna let you speak for a minute, but I know she.
I'm not about to open up some words with this one, y'all.
She asked from a male's perspective, but okay, I'm gonna jump in. Then Coop, you can take it. You
could go after those for real. But I want to hear him first because they are outnumbered.
Take it.
I'm gonna give you the easiest way to put it because it's a two-part answer. The first thing is when you say submit, are you talking about submitting to a boyfriend, a friend, or a husband?
Submit to a boyfriend, husband, however you want to put it. I mean, it's a person that you're trying to, be with.
You can't submit to everybody.
I mean, okay, so let me give you a boyfriend, just a boyfriend.
Okay.
Let's do that.
When you submit, it means that you're confident in everything that they have to give. That's why you're letting yourself go and let them have all the control. But if you already know that he doesn't have everything that you're looking for and there's nothing to submit to, then why are you doing it? It's almost like trying to open the door to go to Walmart and it's a brick wall behind it. And you steady trying to open it going into Walmart. You're trying to do something that's not even making sense. Now, I don't say do not submit to a man. Hey, if that's what you want to do, that's perfect. Because that says that you're ready now to give everything that you have, put it to the side, and let this man take the charge of it, and whatever he wants to do, you're willing to do that. That's the kind of bond and loyalty and just respect that you have for somebody that you want to share with. But if you telling yourself already before you do, well, you're trying to do it, and you steady saying, well, he ain't got this, that, why are you doing it?
Right.
That's the way I look at it. Because if you want to submit to me, and I've been in that position before, that it's not that I didn't have, but I didn't have enough compared to what the woman had. So I felt like I wasn't enough to the person. But just my attitude and the way that I talk and the things that I do, my personality, they fell in love with. But I felt like I was lacking, not of a man, but a man that is the standard of what she wants. Because that changes a lot of stuff. When you look at the definition of a man and what a man says a man is, and what a woman says a man is, and what a woman thinks that a man is supposed to be because this is what they want. All that different.
Did she ever make you feel like that though? Did she ever make you feel like you were lacking? Well, that's good. That's great,
Not one time, but I felt like that. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because she came down here for a wedding one time, and that's how I met her. One of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. And we started talking, and I didn't realize who she was. So as we started talking, she said, she's going back to Philly. I said, all right, cool. And I got a number. We kept on talking, going back and forth. It was like, it's not like we were trying to date or trying to get up with each other. We just casual conversation because it was cool. Then we started talking, and she was like, talking about her exes. And all her exes, when they got mad at her or didn't want to deal with her, they sent her on trips like to Paris or to Mexico, because all of them were NFL players and NBA players. So I felt like I didn't stack up to what she was used to. I didn't feel like I couldn't be there, but I didn't feel like I was actually holding my weight. So I kind of backed out that deal because of what I thought she felt a man should want to be or should be. But she didn't see any of that. I just didn't feel comfortable myself. But Lord have mercy, I shouldn't have did that. That was years ago when I was young and dumb.
So can
But
I
now-
say my perspective on that?
I was just about to say, please do, Londa, please do share your
Okay,
perspective.
so when it comes to submission for me, I need a reason to submit. And my thing is this: Are you taking care of the? Are you taking care of the rent? I mean, are you standing up, being that stand-up man, giving me a reason to submit? You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna submit to somebody sitting on the couch playing video games all day. Why should I submit to that?
Right.
What am I getting out of submitting to that? How am I gonna let you take control and you all you can do is sit on the dang couch and play video games all day? I see no reason to submit. So at the end of the day, yeah, the answer to your question is tell him to go back to the playground and find a real man. That's what I have to say about that. So Belinda said it's called Bye Boy. And then she said it's also called a low self-esteem.
For the woman to be dealing with him in the first place.
Yes.
Because
I mean, submission? See, I feel like people take submission way out of content, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people think submitting means giving a man control. It's not necessarily that. Submission could be also just being submissive in your relationship, and both of you can be submissive to each other. But both of y'all need to be bringing something to the table to be able to submit. You don't just submit to anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get where I'm coming from?
If you can't lead, I can't follow.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
There's only one place, there's only one arena I submit in. Ain't no other submission going on.
Right.
Oh,
and
no.
even there you better bring it.
No, don't submit there. That's the wrong thing to do.
No, I don't want to be in control there. When I walk out my door every day, I'm a businesswoman. I do what I do. Ain't nobody putting their hand in my pocket. But when I get home, I'm gonna take off those shoes. I'm gonna unstrap that bra. I'm gonna be his woman if he's eligible and available to do that, and he hold up his part, and it's all good. He could be the man. I like a strong man, but I ain't trying to be run over by nobody, and I ain't serving you more than you're serving me. It's fitty.
Nah, that's totally different. When it comes to that, that's totally different.
But that's the whole point right here. That's what I was saying.
But I don't want that submission there. I want you to, when I come in the house, you look at me, it's like, you ever seen 300?
No, I haven't.
Hold on, I'm walking around in the house doing some stuff right now that I needed to do that I didn't do. But let me tell you something. The movie 300.
I got you.
Exactly. Don't give me nothing. No. We gotta have us a little have us a little bout. That's why I work out hard. Stamina, strength, all that is reinforced from what I do in my regular life. So you don't have to submit. I outlast. So it ends up like that. That's why I don't want you to. If I do my job, then submission should be later on, not in the beginning. But that's just my point of view.
Well, yeah, I could agree with not in the beginning. You gotta get to know each other.
Yeah, earn that.
You got submitting is something that's earned. And like I said, you gotta be giving me a reason to submit. I'm not gonna just submit just because you hold the title that you a man and you got that thing down there. I'm not just gonna submit to you because of that.
Like
what is the definition of a man?
Say that again.
What is the definition of a man? Because I got Google open right now with the definition.
Okay, well, to me, my personal opinion.
No, not to you.
Oh,
what is the definition
no,
of a man?
I don't want to read the definition on Google.
Well, you got to start from the beginning.
No,
you can't start with your opinion.
Yes, I can.
What's the definition?
What's the definition? Read it out loud.
Hold on. Let me get my reading glasses. Actually, I ain't getting my reading glasses, but hold on. Go back to it. Fingerprint.
Aaron, you still with us?
Right here we go. Definition of a man: an adult male human being, a human being of either sex, a person. So basically, what it's saying that a man is a boy that grows up and be bigger and bigger parts from head to toe. It doesn't say anything extra about he's supposed to take care of the woman. He's supposed to marry this one. any of that. But what I'm going to do is put definition of a man from a woman and see what they say. A romantically involved man is a man. According to women, a man should be a gentleman. They just skip what a man is, but how they feel. So how you feel what a man is not exactly, the definition. So maybe that understanding needs to be put forward before hello or anything. What's your definition of a man?
I feel
Okay,
like
so-
every woman in
So
here.
let's do this. If you was to say you was a man, what would be your terms of being a man?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Hold on, put this up right quick. Now, to me, the definition of a man is someone who protects and provides for his family. And what his family is from him to just being one person, all the way to how many other people are in his life. I'm not saying that he has to protect everybody, but his main focus is to make sure that everything is put into the place it needs to be. That's what a man is. He provides protection when protection is needed. He provides services when services are needed. All the time, those services are not going to be the best, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you women can type with the best of them, but can't hammer a nail with the best of them. So it doesn't mean that just because a man is lacking in expertise, that he's less of a man. What makes a man is that he's handling his responsibility as best he knows how. And if he needs more information on that, how to be a better man, that doesn't come from a woman on how to be a better man. How to have better qualities to be able to service and provide for that woman is where the woman comes in at, to teach us how you would like to be taken care of and protected. Because just because I might want to jump in front of every bullet and every mosquito that get in front of you I want to hit, that don't mean that's what you want. I'm being more of what you want and overboard, instead of asking you, what do you feel like I should be doing? And if I feel like what you feel like is what a man is and it's not, then I'm like, listen, that ain't what I'm doing. That's not what I'm going to do. That's not how it rides. Because we have that understanding now. So as long as you understand what a man is, and I'm not just saying I'm a man, you listen to me, I'm telling you this, and I know better because I'm a man. Nah, that ain't no man. That's an idiot. You can learn from anybody, but you can't learn from anybody what you need to learn from that person. So if you're that person, allow me the opportunity to be able to service you and provide for you the best way that I can, as how I know I've been taught and learned on the way. Don't bring this new shit up in here and try to tell me you want me to do this, this, and this that has nothing to do with a man. It just got something to do with a fool that somebody else got. They're just going overboard for no apparent reason. And that's just my take on it, though.
So can I ask you, back to what you said, who is to tell a man how to be a man? What do you feel? Who is the one to tell a man how to be a man?
This is the easy way to look at it. I say everybody, men and women, need this. They need a mentor off top, and they need a superhero. A mentor is somebody they can talk to, and normally, that's your parent, your uncle, somebody that's right over you. That's your mentor, somebody who can give you information. And once you get all the information they have, now you got to find your superhero. You got to find that person that has gone beyond. Because if I don't know the stuff my father does, it's because I didn't pay attention and didn't learn up to that level. Now that I'm at the level of the knowledge that he has, let me go out and find more knowledge above what he knows. And then I'm going to go back and be like, Daddy, listen here. I'm going to tell you what I done found out. That's how you look and try to be of a man. But if you're looking at the person that taught you how to do stuff and showed you how to do stuff, and everything they did was broken, you got to know inside your head. You can look at somebody and tell if they're broken or not. Know if you need to follow them or not. So that's another attribute of a man. knowing who to follow, knowing what to listen to, and knowing, what to put to the side and not to put to the side.
I'm glad you said that.
You feel like even if another man can give another guy this guidance or this advice, that he should still use his own mind and probably try to seek guidance otherwise, right? Because that brings me and Francesca, she could.
That little boy.
Yes, we was just on Clubhouse a couple of days ago with a guy that was saying how his uncles and everything, the guidance that they gave him was
he was lost.
Yeah, he was really lost. What I got out of what he was saying is that he feels like as a man, if he's not in control, that he can't be in a relationship with a woman. I felt there was some insecurities that if you're not in control, if you're not the breadwinner or if you're not the one bringing everything to the table, then you have no control. You've lost control. He doesn't want a woman that's going to stand up and speak. And that's what, and the conversation just got so that I just kind of jumped in and was like, but yeah, Francesca, so about Sunday, like I just had to cut him off because it just, everything that I said to him, he had a rebuttal and the rebuttal just didn't add up.
That ain't right. That's not right on y'all part.
On whose part? Our part?
I'm gonna tell you.
No, we was trying to help the young man. We were trying
to help him.
Right.
What do you mean that's not? First of all,
we didn't raise him.
You heard the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. It was just one of those situations where it's just like, you know what? I'm done with the conversation.
At the end of the conversation, we all agreed that he wasn't ready.
What I'm saying is that's wrong because you don't know how he was brought up.
He told us.
Some people brought up like that. They see that's what they do for their area. And if that's the way that there is right there, I mean, you can't change him or tell him he has to change.
He came seeking our advice, though. He came seeking our advice and did not want to hear us.
That brought the topic up.
Maybe I heard this wrong then. I might have heard it wrong.
Okay, well, Francesca, you tell him. Maybe he'll understand it more from your point of view.
The boy opened up a chat and invited us in there. He was looking for advice from women about relationships. Me and Yolanda was giving him all the advice that we could to help the boy out. But he was so set forth in, well, my uncle told me I couldn't show emotion and I need to suck it up and not be that way, that, you know, a woman don't have no say. Just a lot of stupid crap.
And I tried to jump in and tell him it's okay for a man to show emotions. And then he said, well, if you're showing emotions, then a woman's going to laugh at you. And I said, well, then you're dealing with the immature women. Men are human. It is okay for them to show emotions. And he just kept going back to what his uncle taught him. So at this point, I just don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to lead you. I don't know how to guide you.
I heard the question wrong. I heard it wrong. I apologize.
At the end, we was just like, you know what? He was like, I don't want to be in a relationship. And we was like, yeah, I don't think you should be. Like, take your time.
Yeah.
Where is he from?
I think he said he was from Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken.
That don't sound like no down south stuff to me.
Yeah, we needed you in that room, Coop, because
why y'all ain't paying me in it?
Because I don't.
Oh, y'all ain't like me or no?
I don't even think I had even conversated with you yet. But at the same time, though, okay. So speaking on down south, I hear a lot of people saying, "Get you a down south man," yada yada. This, woo woo. I dealt with a down south man, the dirtiest dog in the south, as far as I'm concerned.
I stay in Atlanta, and a lot of the men out here be married, have girlfriends, and side bitches, all three at the same time, and they don't give a shit. And it's either like, you're going to deal with me or you can go. It'll be somebody else here tomorrow, and it do be somebody else there tomorrow. Like, they got options and they know it. I feel like the men in Atlanta feel like they are the prize.
They
Especially
feel
when
like
there's
that
a lot
because there's
going
so
on.
many women that let them do it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
right.
That's what
And
I
a
said
lot
in
of
the
women
beginning
don't
when we were
mind.
talking. When we were talking, I was talking about TikTok because I just started doing TikToks. I do them for stress relievers at night. I just be foolish and silly, but all these men are just out there showing their bodies and all their stuff, and they got millions of likes. So we're condoning their behavior. I was saying earlier, but I've had, for my experience, Southern men have more respect for me that I found. And I've told my kids, like when they were younger, they're all married off now. But when they were younger, I was like, when they was going to school, I was like, girl, find you a Southern man who loves and honors and respects his mama. And if his grandmama was in the game too, or raising him, more than likely you're gonna have a good man. And I've always told them that. I haven't been wrong yet. But people are cut from different leather. But like in Atlanta, they smooth as all get out though. You're right, they smooth.
Gift the gap.
Yeah, they smooth.
I'm gonna jump in and read some comments, and then we're probably gonna close it out. So Belinda said, "I'm a leader, not a follower. If we can't be leaders together, I don't need you." And I want to send a shout out to Maya Howard. She's clapping, so thank you for that, Maya. But I would like to say it was great having this discussion with you all. Shirley, it's always a great thing to have you here. I loved having you, Francesca. And Coop, we always love having you. Bree, if you can hear me, it's a delight having you as well. We're gonna Okay, so we're gonna go on and close it out. You guys have a nice night, and thank you for joining me. Tune in again to Sip and Talk with Miss Londa. Have a good night.
Have a
Good night, you guys.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.